expressed some relief about the temporary opening of the second Niger Bridge. While President Muhammadu Buhari opened the bridge for use during the festive season, counseled road users to drive safely and responsibly. The president was represented at the opening by the Minister of Works, Fashola, said the purpose of the bridge was to save lives and alleviate poverty occasioned by the waste of man-hours resulting from gridlock on the old first bridge. Well, let's share the story of the opening of the bridge to you at this time.
As it is usual, the heavy traffic experienced by motorists on the old Niger Bridge is building as we approach the peak of the festive period. Now, travelers going to the eastern part of the country through Onitsha will soon heave a sigh of relief as the Minister of Works inspects the 1.6-kilometer second Niger Bridge. He is briefed on the progress of work done by the Federal Controller of Works, who conveys the good news of its opening.
From 15th of December, we will open this road for traffic, for people who want travel for Christmas. They go pass here and use the road. But what we do be say now only small vehicles now go pass here. We don't want big trailer. We don't want big lorry or tipper. The reason we say the road na service road and they get plenty bend and the bend. The radius is very sharp well, and we don't want big trailer to come to fall here. That's why we not allow them to use this place. And this opening now for 1 month, starting from 15th of December to 15th of January. So between 15th of December to 1st of January, the traffic, the direction will be say people with the travel go east, they go be enter from here, go comot for Obos, where we don construct interchange. From there, they fit go places like Owerri, go Abia State, go Akwa Ibom, go Cross River, go Port Harcourt. Then people wey wan go places like Enugu, wan go Onitsha, wan go Oka, they fit pass the old bridge. Then all the big vehicles, they go pass the old bridge. But it don't mean say people will want to see the bridge, come say this bridge where they don't talk. Even minister don't come here say now true they fit come here, make they drive, see for themselves what the government don't do, and they go appreciate say this government they work well.
As you can see, we're standing on the bridge. There's still a few things to be done, lane marking and all of that, but the bridge is finished. And those of you who drove on it, I'm sure you will help us communicate that. But there's work to be done, to be finished at the interchange on the opposite side and also on the Asaba side. But it's not a bridge to grandstand. It's a bridge about human beings, about lives. And so we thought, if it is motorable, let us open it for the period it was meant and conceived for, and beyond that period, so that people can begin to feel that relief. This is a temporary opening to achieve the purpose of relieving that pain and that inconvenience. And we would like your feedback if you get the opportunity to use it, so that we know how best to make it better for you, because it's all about service for us.
Then came Thursday, the 15th of December. The bridge is still closed to traffic despite the promise of a midnight opening. Commuters, motorists and even journalists waited at the Asaba end of the bridge till about few minutes before 10 a.m. when the first set of vehicles were given access to the 1.6-kilometer bridge. Sunday, traveling to Owerri, is the first person to drive through the second Niger Bridge.
I feel so happy, at least to reduce the hold up. We've stayed over 1 hour at the other bridge, over 1 hour.
For me, it's a thing of joy, you know. Today it's a reality, though it's not 100% completed. So far, what we're seeing is impressive, and we commend the present administration, and we hope they complete it before as based on the time frame they have given.
This opening is a temporary measure to ease traffic on the old Niger Bridge, as some restrictions are already in place at the bypass road used for accessing the new bridge, which now allows eastern-bound travelers to go through to cities in Imo, Rivers, Abia, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states.
As you can see now, we are enjoying the road, but we are begging Buhari to complete the second one, the third one. Yeah, I hear that this is first one, second one, so we have let them complete the third one and the fourth one. That's what we are begging. There is too much queue in their side, but when I reach Tipa Junction, they told me to divert and take the new bridge. So it's okay. It's okay.
Well, it has been horrible there. There's a lot of the hold-up is very tight.
The second Niger Bridge and its link roads, which was started in 2018, stretched to about 46.9 kilometers, connecting Asaba to Onitsha, and when fully completed, will eliminate gridlock at the old Niger Bridge. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Asaba.
Well, an historic moment there, a big relief for transporters on the southeastern axis, especially those accessing the southern states of Anambra, Enugu, Owerri, and beyond. But gentlemen, first and foremost, let's extend our commendation to the current government of President Muhammadu Buhari, who deem it fit to ensure that commuters during this festive period enjoy a new lease of life, easing the traffic situation around that bridge. But let's talk about the infrastructure itself. How much of an importance is this bridge to economic, social, and perhaps business activities in the region?
I think this is a very significant achievement on the part of the current regime, and happening in the southeast, which is also a stronghold of opposition. So I think it's highly commendable. And if you understand the buck passing that has been going on for years over the construction of that bridge, I think it's a very significant thing that the government has finally, constructed the bridge. Because I remember in 2012, former President Jonathan, in a town hall meeting in Anambra State, said that if he did not complete the bridge by 2015, he would go into exile. And he left in 2015, no achievement had been made, except that they paid about 325 million for design and all sort of things, And this problem has been there for years. The first Niger Bridge was built in 1965 by Dumas. And it's that time there has been that discussion about an alternative bridge. Because at that time it was conceived to be a trans-African highway from eastern Nigeria through Lagos to Mombasa in Kenya. That was their plan. And when it was commissioned in December 1965 by Tafawa Balewa, in fact, that was the last functional commission before it was killed, in January the following month. The idea was that, look, this is a trans-African highway that will lead the entire, West African sub-region, even to East Africa. But since 1965, nothing has been done. Various government, Babangida came, because this one has been overused over years. From this area, you go to northern part of the country. From here, you go to Enugu. Through 9th Mile, you go to Nsukka. From there to Benue, Makurdi. Then on the right, you go to Umuahia, to Aba, Port Harcourt. So it's even to Cameroon, So it's a major artery when you are talking about transportation between, within Nigeria. So for this government to have completed, I think within 3 years, I think it's a major achievement, either in the history of Nigeria, in the history of West Africa, and in whatever way you look at it, I think the government needs to be commended. They are talking of a third one, but I think we have a second one now. So I think it's a huge bonus for this government. And we also hope that we are going to sustain the cultural maintenance so that it's not just to build the bridge, but we continue to. So I say kudos to Fashola. At least this will go down in history.
His ministry, of course,
yes,
ensure that this is delivered
for him. So,
but let's look at, I'm talking about ensuring that this facility is well put to good use and protected and well maintained. The ministry there, the minister there in his remarks said it won't be allowed, trucks will not be allowed to ply the bridge. And at this point in time, it's just a temporary opening to get feedback from road users. do you think perhaps this would motivate road users, especially at this time of the year, to perhaps give us their own opinion about infrastructural development across the southeast, especially as regards this bridge? And we hope that the federal government or the federal ministry will be receptive to hearing the observations made about this.
No, it's a time to talk. It's actually a time to talk. Something has been done. Something that has been expected for decades has finally been done. And you see, this is one area that I have always appreciated the current administration, infrastructural development. I am, from the little I've been able to gather, the Buhari administration has done tremendously well in the area of infrastructure across the country. The records are there, the projects are there. The government, the administration has been bogged down by the problem of insecurity and the economy. Yes, we have been disappointed that the general we brought in to tackle insecurity has not been able to deliver. Yes, but when we begin to talk about road and other infrastructures, bridges, railways, housing, this administration has really done well. If previous administrations have done half of what they have done, we won't be in this state infrastructurally. So, having said that, the second Niger Bridge is of immense importance to both sides of the River Niger and beyond. So, to say whether people will talk now, yes, this is the time to talk. People are going to be talking about how beneficial it is. And people are going to be talking about what needs to be done to ensure that the
we could hear someone already asking for the third bridge.
The third bridge. So people are, for example, the minister himself did say that there are some works to be done around the
lane marking
exchange
and
rates.
all that.
Yes, the lane marking, fine. To ensure that people put it to the proper use.
And of course, he also warned that there are a lot of sharp turnings.
Yeah.
And that's why they are not allowing trucks
to pass
to use the bridge. So that, during the swerves and the turnings,
there will not be collisions.
And it will be nice for...
I think it is strategic for the federal government and the ruling party to have decided that this Yuletide season, people must use this bridge. You can see the smiles on the face of the people.
Let's look at the socio-political impact of this, especially as we approach the general election. During President Muhammadu Buhari's initial years in office, there were accusations that he's been kind of favorable towards a particular region of the country and not and ignoring a certain region. This, like you mentioned in your previous remark, is a milestone achieved in a region that is perceived to be in the opposition. Even though in the last few years we've seen more presence of the ruling party in parts of the region. Do you think this perhaps would spur more support for the ruling party as it will be going back to canvass for votes for its candidate across all positions in the general elections?
You know, there is a group in Onitsha. You know, Onitsha market, amalgamated traders are, one of the biggest markets in West Africa. I think if anybody has any shop there, this is, in fact, they should give an award to Buhari for this kind of, because that thing is going to be, that market is a market that people go 2 a.m., 3 a.m., transport from all over West Africa, even from Cote d'Ivoire. People will travel long buses to that market. With this bridge now, it's a very strategic, asset to them. So, politics, there are people who don't have conscience, but there are also people who have conscience. For anybody who has conscience, deep down in your bedroom, I will say, no, this is a very good achievement. But there are some people that they've made up their mind. If Buhari goes there now to build the biggest spot, they don't want to listen to, they have just made up their mind. But I think a lot of people have conscience. They will think and say, look, no, this is quite, impressive. No matter the way you look at it, I think no government has done this since 1965. No government has done it. Successive governments, state governments, nobody has touched it. And don't forget that in 1965, 1970, that bridge was destroyed. Because the Biafrans saw the advancing Nigerian soldiers. They felt, they didn't want them to come into Biafra land. So that place was destroyed. So no major, effort has been done, has been made. So for somebody to come and build the bridge, no matter the kind of hatred you have for that person, it should go down your memory lane. Your conscience will steer you up. That look, this man has done something very great for that.
And let's drive this home now and talk about the Buhari administration and its legacy. I mean, the president yesterday clocked 80 years. He's already winding out his time in office. But which of these projects would you say Buhari would owe dearly as perhaps the most important legacy of his government? You've mentioned some laudable infrastructural development that has been witnessed under his administration, rail line projects, bridges, as well as the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road as well. Call from Uche from Anambra. And it's a good thing that we're even having someone calling from that region to perhaps give us some exciting updates. Uche, welcome to the program.
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Journalist Hangout on Sunday. So, Uche, let me ask you quickly, have you applied that new second Niger Bridge?
Actually, it's a welcome development. Like, you know, my brother said earlier on about the Aerofy project. He said government is continual. Yeah, personally, I want to say that actually it is not this government that started it, no matter how they started it. But when you start a project, somebody has to continue the project. So we commend this government for continuing the project, even though the project has not been completed as we speak. But it's a welcome development, and we commend this government for that. Even though that, you know, we've been hearing all manner of stories. Okay, look, you can imagine the Abadan loot. They said they have diverted the money to the second Niger Bridge.
Okay. Uche, well, it's a good thing that you acknowledge the fact that the government of the day should be commended for at least continuing the project initiated by the previous administration. But Darren, let's quickly wrap up with you. What would be some of the legacies that Buhari's government would be remembered for across parts of the country? And I'm asking you this as a Nigerian, first and foremost. What are the legacies that you think this current administration would leave us with that is quite commendable?
Yeah, well, one of them is what we're discussing today, the second Niger Bridge. And I am very sure, knowing who Buhari is, that this project will be one of those projects it will hold there to his head. Delivering this purposeful project to a region where he is seen as unpopular, where he is seen as unacceptable, is something that will make any man proud. If I were Buhari, I would sit down, look at video clips like this, and I'll smile. Irrespective of, you know, recall the noise over his statement that you cannot expect me to give the same thing to people who gave me 15 votes and people who gave me 100 votes. I'm paraphrasing. We all saw the popular that followed that statement. But he had given more. He had given more than he had even given some regions. The second Niger Bridge is significant to the level of the Southeast. That's the truth. Because
and not even the Southeast alone, even the South-South.
South-South, Southeast, North Central. It has opened up that axis so that what they are known for, the various businesses and activities therein, other people from all over West Africa can conveniently participate. They're talking about other projects that I will remember. You can take the train, I mean the rail, the bringing back of rail is something Nigerians would in future come to appreciate Buhari for. Don't forget, a lot of states are talking about light trains now. It's because railway was reintroduced by the Buhari administration. And that is the reason why other states, most of them will be linking what they are doing with what exists. So it's something, look beyond that, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, by the time it is fully completed, we'll understand the importance. Go to the north and see some roads linking two states that either two had no business together. So, like I said before, in the area of infrastructure, we may not admit it now. It is natural for us to despise whatever Buhari has done because we feel he has failed in some areas. But in years to come, when we begin to see the real effect of his infrastructural revolution, we'll appreciate him more. Of course, we've said it before. In the area of his security and other things, we expect more. If he can still do
it's similar to the same remarks that former President Goodluck Jonathan said when he was voted out of office. You would remember me more, or you would appreciate me more when I'm out of here. Yeah. Perhaps we should begin to appreciate President Buhari for his successes now, even though, of course, we know
that may not be in our culture or in our practice. That's what I'm saying. When he leaves, and we begin to see, especially if we get a government that we build on his achievements. When Ashwadi Bola Tinubu made the statement that he's going to build on Buhari's achievement, some people started talking about, is he going to build on insecurity? Is he going to build? No, he's talking about building on the good areas. And this is one of it. If he delivers the third Niger Bridge and finishes all the things that need to be done at the second Niger Bridge, you don't know what that will do to that hub, that area. And then he goes ahead and comes to Lagos and give us the fourth mainland bridge.
Fourth mainland bridge, absolutely.
Fourth mainland bridge. So those are areas we'll appreciate Buhari when he leaves.
Well, let's hope Nigerians know better and shun all kind of politics and nepotism that would draw us back from our success story as a people. Like the panelists have said, we need to focus on the areas where we are making progress, intensify efforts as much as we are also trying to address the issues that bothers us as well. I'm talking about making progress. Let's talk about the economy. As Nigerians continue to battle the new cash